Hello there. I wanted to take a moment to teach you all about your subconscious mind, how it was created, how it works, how it gets in your way, and also how it can be your biggest cheerleader to get you exactly where you want to be. And so, what I am going to teach you guys right now is the first thing that I learned in hypnotherapy college. And this is called the theory of mind. And so imagine that this is your brain, and around the ages of 0 and 8 years old, we are big sponges. Everything that we are told, we believe as truth. Think about, people who are taught about Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny, the Tooth Fairy. We believe our parents, they are there to teach us, and we take everything in as truth. And what ends up happening is we have these beliefs and what we call knowns, like things that we know to be true. And we have positive knowns and we have negative knowns. So some negative knowns may be that we don't like to be told no, we don't like to be put in the corner. We walked by a dog by the neighbor's fence and it barked at us, so we're afraid of dogs, and that wasn't a very positive thing for us. And then we've also got these positive knowns. So we love cake and ice cream and birthdays because people bring us gifts and they sing to us. We love hugs and kisses. We love our favorite toy. So we've got this huge place that these positives and negatives live. And it becomes a bit of a database of all of our beliefs, what we know about life. Now, we can create positive knowns about negative things, and we can create negative knowns about positive things. So I'll explain that. So let's say Uncle Bill comes over and Uncle Bill makes you laugh. He tells you jokes. Uncle Bill's really cool. He maybe even brings you a present. And then you're 5, 6, 7, 8 years old, and you walk outside, and Uncle Bill is smoking a cigarette. So all of a sudden, there becomes a positive known about cigarettes because Uncle Bill did it. So it must be good. It must be right. Now, on the other side of the fence, we have the negative knowns about positive things. So imagine you're 5, 6, 7, 8 years old, you're hanging out in your room, playing with your toys, and all of a sudden, mom and dad start to argue. And you hear that they're talking about money because dad lost his job and mom's crying because she's afraid that we're not going to have enough food, and money becomes this big, scary thing. We know that money is a positive thing. We need money to survive. We need money for food and water and the things that keep us going. And when there is a negative known about money in here, it can stand in the way of you receiving that promotion at work or attracting the clients that you love working with, right? And having an abundance of money. What ends up happening is between 9 and 11 years old, what starts to create itself is the critical mind. So here we have the subconscious. The subconscious is 88% of our brain power, and it's big. It's all of this. And now we've got the conscious mind, which is 10 to 12% only. And that is where we are making our decisions. It's where we have our thoughts. It's where we analyze things. It's also where willpower lives. And willpower is a funny thing. So willpower is 12% of your brain power, But guess where the habits lie? The habits lie in the 88% of your brain. So I'm going to use myself as an example here. So I used the 12% of my brain to make the decision, have the thought, have willpower around weight loss, because I knew that it was very important for me to lose weight if I wanted to continue living. And what would end up happening is I would find the diet or do the thing, try to exercise, and I would do well for a while. But then when something emotional happens, and I had a loss, or something just really took me, spun me for a loop, the emotions are also in that 88% of your subconscious. And once the emotions get hit, the habits come to play, because the subconscious is keeping you alive. And what's happening, it's not just there to stand in your way. I'm not teaching you that whatsoever, but it is there to make sure that you are breathing, that you are blinking, that your heart is pumping, your blood is flowing, like all of the things that literally keep you alive. And what happens is this critical mind here becomes the gatekeeper between the conscious, the 12% of the conscious, and the 88% of the subconscious. So I had my idea here that I am going to really start loving myself. I'm going to eat like I love myself. I'm going to take care of my body and exercise like I love myself. And I knew that I needed to lose weight. And so I had that idea, and the idea goes through the conscious mind into the critical mind. And what the critical mind does is it makes sure that whatever decision you're making isn't going to get in the way of your life and your well-being. And it goes into the database, all of these positives and negatives. It goes into the database to see, what do we really believe? What do we really know about you making this decision? So it was going through that critical mind. The critical mind goes, oh, wait, but why would you want to lose weight and stop eating the things that got you there? Like, I was an emotional eater, so I learned that at age 8 when my dad left, after my parents got divorced, and I self-soothed eating carbs and eating sugar and all the things that kids know how to make, right? I became in the 80s, I became what they called a latchkey kid, and I took care of myself. I walked myself home from school. I made my own dinner. And what does, a 10-year-old and 12-year-old know how to make? Macaroni and cheese and, Hostess. So that became my go-to to actually soothe myself. And that became ingrained in this subconscious mind, that sugar and carbs make you feel better. So the critical mind is going to completely kick that out, because why would I do something that would put my stasis in balance? So what ends up happening here is we create, within hypnosis, we create a new neural pathway. And when I say things like hypnotic rest and deep sleep within hypnosis, it doesn't mean that you are asleep at all. What we put to sleep is this critical mind, so that we can create a bridge that goes through the critical mind into the subconscious to create positives where maybe there is a negative around exercise or loving yourself or bringing in the money that you deserve, right? It also creates new habits. So what I did to lose 160 pounds using self-hypnosis was I created positives around drinking water, going on a hike, eating food that makes me feel good. and taking away whatever positives I had around eating sugar and carbs to self-soothe. So now what ends up happening is if something goes wrong in my life and I feel emotional about things, instead of hitting the habit of eating carbs and sugar, I drink water, I go on a hike, I do things that bring me closer to where I want to be in life rather than holding me in a pattern where I was for the first 4 decades of my life. So there is hope within hypnotherapy. What ends up happening really is you receive 100% control of your brain because you are no longer trying to just use that 12% to create the changes that you want in life. You are using all of your brain. And the true magic lies within hypnosis when you and I work together one-on-one. Because yes, you can go, on YouTube and get free downloads, and they will, start to open the doors a bit and relax you, and it feels nice to listen to it. But to truly make the changes that you are desiring specifically, you need your words and your phrasing to go into your brain so your subconscious takes it in as truth. If you didn't say, I am an amazing person and I love myself, then you listening to something on YouTube saying something that's anybody could say, it's not going to be taken in as truth. But when you use a metaphor or you say specific words and that gets read back to you in the hypnotic state, then we create that new neural pathway. So you saying your words during one-on-one hypnosis, that is the true magic. And so I just want to let you guys know that I am here for you 100%. And hypnotherapy literally saved my life. I only offer modalities at the Healing Woods that have worked for me, number one, because I don't really want to learn anything unless it has dramatically changed my life. Hypnotherapy literally saved my life. The doctors were telling me, just get your stomach stapled, you'll be fine, and it'll be easier to lose the weight. And I really didn't want to have to get any type of surgery to staple my stomach when I knew that I had this tool to actually create deep, lasting change in myself. And I'm still on that journey, and I feel 100% amazing as I move closer and closer towards my goal. I am here for you whenever you are ready to create that subconscious magic and create the life that you desire and deserve.